So, Kenny Ken outside Leicester Football Stadium, the King Power Stadium, and Arsenal have won 2-0. Second year in a row we've beaten Leicester at their ground. And it weren't easy, but we got the job done. And the goalkeeping performance today, oh my days. He made 8 saves today, I think.
Did you know, like, sorry to cut you in. I'll tell you one thing. The match saver was that save he made from Madison, which is pushed it on the bar. And then I think Evans has got to put the rebound. I don't know if it's Evans or Siunchi went to put the rebound in, and he makes a save it at point back range. I think this guy is infectious. He's the catalyst for our recent improvement. The fact that we've been on an unbeaten run since the Norwich game, that is purely down to him. And I don't mean just physically, because physically today he was involved and he was our man in the match. But physically, I'm talking about the confidence he spreads towards the defence. You know, what defence love is when a goalkeeper comes out for crosses and claims them. And then he's kicking as well. That helps the defence. But not only does it help the defence, it helps the midfield, helps the strikers, because they know that they're getting quality serves and quality long passes from the goalkeeper. And that helps as well. And it keeps him in the team as well. You know, and he's managed to put a bomb up Arteta's arse. Arteta grew a pair by, letting Leno decay on the bench. And no one can complain about the fact that this guy has taken his chance. And that's what we ever wanted the Arsenal. Special mention must go to Oswell, Tavares. Everyone's talking about Kieran Tierney being, the next coming, the next Nigel Winterburn, the next Kenny Sampson. But his form has been poor since Euros. And he's been playing on reputation. This guy, Tavares, has made us a better team. Tavares today, he cut out attacks. He set up attacks. He was very much involved in the 2 goals. Also, you've got to talk about Alexander Lacazette. I've been banging that drum about Alexander Lacazette starting games for the football club, gets the best out of Aubameyang. The way that Alexander Lacazette holds the ball, creates space for runners. Look at the second goal, Lacazette holding the ball up. That goal will not be scored if Lacazette was not in the game. And it's just one of those things where, you have to be very, very proud of our players, especially for that first half performance. Yes, the second half was very much like a rearguard situation, which you expected. I thought Leicester made the right decisions in terms of substitutions. I thought Hanacho and Vardy were getting each other's spaces. Hanacho behind was probably too slow in releasing the ball. And I think they probably needed an injection of Ashley Barnes, Lookman, and just try to get him in. But you know what? We read the situation and gave them nothing.
Yeah, mate, listen, that was a very, very good display of football today. Great goalkeeping display. Somebody in my chat during the watch-along said Ramsdale's turned into a prime Edison. His kicking and passing was just the one where he drop kicked it and just boom, straight to it. I was like, are you taking the mick? Like, that was brilliant. And then
his second half, he struggled a bit with his kicking, because I know he struggled a bit. I don't know whether he overexerted himself, but he really struggled. And I think that's where there was one, goal kick which he was a bit impetuous. He went straight to Hanacho. He got the ball, took a shot, and Ramsdale made a world-class save in the first half.
Yeah, that was quality.
So,
and
you
that
know
was
what I mean?
2-0, wasn't it? That was the first half.
Second half is where you need your goalkeeper, you know what I mean? First half, he didn't have much to do. The little he had to do was excellent. In the second half, he commanded his area. He knew Leicester, wanted to have shots and goal. Knew they wanted to get crosses, so he cut them out. This is an immense performance. I think, people are going to look at the performance today. I'm sure they're going to do it on Sky today and the match of the day. And I'll tell you one thing, this guy, is pushing, and I mean pushing for number 1 in England. He's already cemented out at Arsenal. I've fortunately said that. All of my advice to him, don't let your levels go down. Don't let them go down.
100%. What did you make of Smith Rowe today? Because I was watching the game. Obviously you was there. You could see him off the ball. We can only follow the ball on TV. His goal, he arrived late in the box. When I watched the replay back, nobody was tracking him, and he just ghosted in slowly. Yeah, and then it was like, boom, what a finish. What did you make of him overall? And he's playing in the position that we cry out for him to play in, not left side, central.
Well, that's the thing. Smith Rowe, again, is another thing as well. One of the things about it is that if you've got quick, the beauty about Smith Rowe is that when he gets the ball, he's got jet heels. Some players, right, are quick off the ball, but he's quick in terms of making his interceptions, and he's quick when he's running the ball. So when he's running the ball, he creates panic. So what's happening right now? He gets a pass, and what it does, it enables players to move. So if you look in the second half, when Smith Rowe cuts out a chance, he moves. There's opportunities for Saka to make a run. Also, you've got Aubameyang to make a run, and also you've got players like Lokonga and can gamble, and that's what we like about Smith Rowe, is that when you're a strong runner and you've got all those kind of physical attributes, you have to get into the box, and that's what Smith Rowe does. Is that sometimes people see us as a passing team. Leicester try to match us like for like, and that is where there's an opportunity for Smith Rowe to run inside and get in the box where he's unmarked and get his goals. Frank Lampard did that a lot. David Platt did that. Hopefully Smith Rowe, if he wants to be a top player and play for the national side, this is what he needs to do. He needs to develop that. He's so far so good. He's scored. He's becoming a bit of a regular scorer, especially in like October. And long may it continue. You know what I mean? Because that is what's going to turn him from a good player into a top class player.
100%. I want to ask you about Bakayo Saka as well, because he started off the game very well for me, and he was driving forward. They were all over the place defensively in that first 20 minutes. Once they kind of steadied that ship and they were 2-0 down when they did it, he didn't really get much into the game after that. And I was surprised he stayed on for as long as he did. Was you surprised, or did you see it differently?
Well, that's the beauty of being at a game, is that it's like you get other people's opinions. And someone said the same thing about Saka. Take him off, he looks a bit knackered. I think Saka needs to develop the right foot and show some confidence, because he's getting into positions. He's beating his man, because you're beating his man. But one thing about it is that you have to have the element of surprise, which is your right foot. Chrissy Waddle, you know about Chrissy Waddle, that Chrissy Waddle was all left-footed when he was playing inverted winger, but he had a right foot. Johnny Barnes, when he played, as a right foot. And sometimes, in order to get the best out of yourself, especially getting to good goal-scoring positions or putting like first-time crosses in, what you need to do is that you'll make sure that improving that right foot and work on it. You know what I mean?
100%. And listen, we move on. That's 9 unbeaten. We've got Watford next, and then after that we've got Liverpool.
We shouldn't count the chickens, because at the end of the day, I was talking about surely you'll beat Watford, and one guy went up to me and said, you know that they beat Everton 5-2 last week. Obviously they get to come from behind, but it just shows you anyone can beat anyone in this league. And if you go to sleep at the wheel, you'll get beaten. Doesn't matter who you are. That's why millions and millions of people around the world, and TV stations in every country pay millions and millions of pounds to watch our league, because there's an element of surprise. Yes, I understand that you're going to see the best football in Spain, in La Liga, where it's attacking, but there's technique as well and a bit of panache. Obviously, of Italy, you're going to see defensive football, you'll see big names, but you know full well. Is there any shocks? You
not really.
Kind of know that Napoli will not lose to someone like Sassuolo. I know Juventus lost to Sassuolo, but you look at this. You look at for a long time in La Liga, Real Madrid and Barcelona and Atletico Madrid were not losing to teams like Vallecano and all those teams. But in England, Watford could come here and pipe them. People might say that Leicester were the favourites today because they pummeled Man United, and that we won, and that it was like a shock victory for Arsenal because of the way we were playing. So it's one of those things. Anyone could beat anyone, and that's why you've got to be on your laurels. And that's why, if you want to get into like the top four, or even like have a shadow box for it, because a lot of people think we won't get into it. But if you want to get into Europe and have some no longer have enforced rest during the week, you have to cut the place like that and win. You've got to cut Leicester and win. That's not disrespectful, Leicester. It's just that they're your competitors, they're a live team, and physically you've got to match them. I think we matched them physically in midfield, and I think that gave us a platform to match. Again, quietly, Partey had a fantastic game.
And Gabriel as well.
Was the
Gabriel,
athletic, yeah, Gabriel as well. Gabriel had a good game as well. So, all in all, we played a good side. We beat Leicester. We thrashed Leicester.
Yeah, come on.
Why that couple of Leicester fans walked past, I kept looking back, looking at the video. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things. You got to keep fighting. These are the standards now. We said last week against Aston Villa, we want that standard performance. We want that to be repeated, and we're now saying the same with Leicester. Fast tempo. Players playing on merit, goalkeeper exuding confidence, back four, defenders a unit, without the ball, run. Make sure you cut out on chances, because you remember, you've got to do what Man City do. You have to be able to score goals from any part of the field. So the best way to score goals from part of the field is interceptions, good passing and good movement, and passing the ball accurately. You do that and you win football matches. But at the end of the day, it's 9 games unbeaten. You know, we can't count the chickens, because, you know, we've been let down before with Arteta. He's had some good results and he's gone back to his bad old ways. But, you know, we're playing well. We played it really well today. And I think 9 out of 10 times you play well, you get lucky. And we got lucky today because we played well.
100%. Listen, Kenny, thanks very much, man. Player ratings later, if you're about. I know you're...
Don't worry about it. I'll find somewhere. You just have to tell me where and when. I'll find somewhere to charge it. It could be, I could be doing it in a toilet. I could be doing it in a nice warm house. Doesn't matter. I'll find the way, mate. I'll find the way. As long as I'm dressed, I'm all right, mate.
Thanks for coming on, man. Take care, mate. Bye, mate.
Loved it.